Welcome, friends. Welcome to day 6 of AI Practitioner series. So today's video will be very short, as I promised last in my last session that I'll cover the SageMaker main features. So today we'll cover SageMaker JumpStart, Canvas, SageMaker Studio, and Feature Store. So let's start. So what is SageMaker Studio? SageMaker Studio is an integrated development environment you have seen in if you are programming with Java, .NET, so you are mostly familiar with IDE. If you are not familiar with any programming language, it's a kind of an environment where you can do the development in machine learning. So it's a single web-based interface where you can build, train, tune, deploy entire ML models. So you can manage this end-to-end ML lifecycle from this IDE. So what is the key features of Studio? And in my right screen, you can see how it actually looks. Uh, Here you can do the end-to-end ML development. So you can see everything in one place from data preparation to model deployment. So you can have a team collaboration kind of things. Here you can share the notebooks, experiments, results, whatever you want to collaborate with your team easily. You can tune and debug models. There are features here to adjust hyperparameters for better performance, or you want to track some experiments on, or you want to fix some issues. Everything you can do here. Here you can do automated workflows, also pipeline to automate repetitive ML tasks, save time. You can deploy models with one click. Like I told, that Studio, it's a very easy thing here. There only you need to click once and you can deploy this entire ML model to production endpoints. So in exam, if you see a single interface for end-to-end ML development, your answer should be SageMaker Studio. Okay. Now come to SageMaker JumpStart. SageMaker JumpStart, whereas is an ML hub inside the SageMaker that gives you quick access to pre-trained models like this Meta LLM models or AI, AI 21 Labs, Hugging Face, Cohere. So this kind of ready-to-use ML solutions, you can just start building. So you do not need to create these models. You need to just use it. So what are the main key features of SageMaker JumpStart? It's a ML hub for pre-trained models. So all those foundation models already AWS has put it in a place, and that place is called JumpStart, where you can see all these providers. So you have large model collection. So you can just name Hugging Face, Databricks, Meta, Stability AI, everything. And on top of it, you can customize as per your need, as per your business case. You can customize these models to fine tune. Okay, and you can do direct deployment on SageMaker. You have full control on deployment options. The scale, you can decide the scale. So, and pre-built ML solution templates you have here. So, suppose you want a credit score, or you want to find the fraud, you want to do fraud detection, so computer vision. So there are multiple kind of templates are already present. So for the exam, if you see that question is asking ML hub or ready to deploy pre-trained models or pre-built ML solution, you should think for SageMaker JumpStart. Okay, what is SageMaker Canvas? So SageMaker Canvas is actually a no code model building. I will come to this part later. First, I will let me just give you the brief. What is SageMaker Canvas? SageMaker Canvas, it's mostly for business people. Means if you do not want to do any coding, if you do not need to know inside that how to use or what is happening inside these AWS models or any other models, if you want to use those pre-trained models, it's a place, or it's a place where it's an of you without doing a single line of code, you can build models. So SageMaker Canvas is your no code model building place. You can just drag and drop things and you can create models. Okay, you have access to all pre-trained models, any ready to deploy models from Bedrock or JumpStart, and you can use your custom models. And so you do not need to code for that. There is another concept I will explain in my next session, SageMaker Autopilot. Okay, you can do your coding. You can build your own models using SageMaker Autopilot. There is another concept called Data Wrangler. I'll come into the come later. That is called Data Wrangler. So if you need to do any cleaning or transformation data, you might know the term ETL. So this SageMaker Data Wrangler is the ETL kind of job where you can clean and transform data, and that is available in Canvas also. So, and this SageMaker Canvas is actually part of SageMaker Studio, which I just told you in my previous slide here. That IDE, you have seen that SageMaker Studio is the IDE and SageMaker Canvas is just a part of it. Okay, and it works seamlessly with any SageMaker other in the SageMaker, any other features in the SageMaker ecosystem. It perfectly works, and it perfectly works with any ready to use models also, any AI services. Suppose for example, if you talk about recognition, which is for image and video analysis, or comprehend for NLP, or text track, where you can extract text and data from documents. If you are not able to familiarize these things, I will suggest that see our previous sessions. We had a good amount of discussions on all these AI services. So if you want to know all this, so with this SageMaker Canvas, you can build a complete ML pipeline quickly, combining Canvas, AWS AI services, all without writing a single line of code. If you see this diagram here from the SageMaker Canvas, I captured it. You can do sentiment analysis, text detection in images. You just need to click, all the options will come automatically. Now, another thing, just want to show you in little bit detail. In SageMaker Canvas, as I was saying, that it's a visual interface where no coding is required, and you have all those kind of data wrangler kind of tool for data preparation. So for exam, the tips is that if you see no code ML or use AI services without writing the code, you should think about SageMaker Canvas. In the right side, if you see that how it is actually doing this kind of thing, mean what is the uh, thing that is happening. So you are here, you are seeing suppose source, and there are data, it's you are storing here, and there are multiple kind of things that can come. Ultimately data can come from multiple sources. Ultimately it is joining here, and you can do the data insights, you can combine data, all these things, you can create model, or very easily you can do it in Canvas. So, and ultimately, and if you want to select some data also from different data sets, that is also available. All these things are very easily you can configure in Canvas. So for exam, no code ML, without writing any services, any code, you want to use any services, you should think about Canvas. Then another concept is SageMaker Feature Store. Just by the name, you can understand it's a store. That means it's talking about a repository where you can store the data. You're correct, actually. So it's a fully managed repository which makes it easy to store, discover, and reuse the ML features across teams and projects. So what are the main features? Ingest features from multiple sources. The data source can be a database, a streaming data, batch pipeline. It can define feature transformations. If you want to apply some pre-processing logics directly within feature store, you do not need any external scripts, then feature store is a uh, very good option for you. It is integrated with data wrangler, so seamlessly it can publish the cleaned and transformed data from SageMaker data wrangler into the feature store. Feature discoverability in the studio. Easily it can search and reuse the stored features across projects inside SageMaker Studio. If you see the diagram, the data is coming from multiple places, right? And here it's in the customer data, it is in the data warehouse, and it is ordered data. Another is the real-time stream data. So both are in database, and ultimately it is getting stored in the feature store. So in the exam, if the question mentions that storing and reusing ML features or feature transformations or integration with data wrangler, the correct answer is SageMaker Feature Store. Okay, now going to questions. Okay, the questions are actually testing the overall knowledge you have gathered till this day 6. So we will try to remember few other concepts also, whatever we have learned in our previous sessions. So now question 1, which AWS service or feature can help an AI development team quickly deploy and consume a foundation model without the team's VPC? Amazon Personalize, B, Amazon SageMaker JumpStart, C, Party Rock and Amazon Bedrock Playground, Amazon SageMaker Endpoints. Okay, so this already we discussed that SageMaker JumpStart is actually specifically designed to let teams quickly deploy and consume foundation models within their virtual private cloud. So it provides a catalog of pre-trained models, right? And allows you to deploy them securely in any of your environment. So, and SageMaker JumpStart has a feature of means if your company has those regulatory requirements and you are concerned about data privacy compliance or no direct internet access, then JumpStart is a better place. So answer should be JumpStart. Then why not you can ask why not then SageMaker Endpoint, right? SageMaker Endpoint also serve models which you have trained or deployed, but it cannot provide, if you see the question, it cannot provide the pre-built foundation model, which was in the question, pre-built foundation models catalog, or the streamlined VPC deployment that JumpStart offers, which that cannot be done with endpoints. And Bedrock, it's a sandbox actually and experimenting with Bedrock models, but not specifically designed for VPC deployment or enterprise integration. Personalize, it's a distractor, not for deploying foundation models. So answer should be JumpStart. Question 2, a company wants to build an ML model by using Amazon SageMaker. The company needs to share and manage variables for model development across multiple teams. Which SageMaker feature meets this requirement? Yeah, we do not need to see the option. We just discussed that if we need to manage variables for model development across multiple teams, this collaboration kind of thing. And here we are mainly trying to store, share, and manage variables, right? So you should be able to answer that. The answer should be a feature store, a SageMaker Feature Store, which is a fully managed repository purpose built to store, share, and manage ML features, right, across teams. So it can reuse the curated features for both training and inference, ensuring it can ensure obviously consistency, governance, collaboration across multiple teams. So this should be the answer. Data Wrangler, you understood, right? It's a ETL kind of thing, that tool that data preparation or transformation clarify. It provides a bias detection and explainability of ML models, so not feature sharing, right? And model cards, it's used for documenting model details, right? Intended use will be performance, compliance, so not for managing variables. So if you are not able to remember or understand these all other features we have discussed in details in other sessions, please, I will suggest that please go through those videos. It will help you. So the answer for this question should be feature store. Question 3, a company wants to classify human genes into 20 categories based on gene characteristics. The company needs an ML algorithm to document how the inner mechanism of the model affects the output. Which ML algorithm meets this requirement? So we have discussed this thing in session 4, I think, and day 4. The options here are decision trees, linear regression, logistic regression, neural networks. So the requirement here is not just classification, right? It is asking about the explainability, because ML algorithm to document how the inner mechanism of the model affects the output. So it is not features. It is sorry. It is not. It cannot be done with linear regression, because linear regression is for continuous outcomes, not for multi-class classification, right? It also doesn't naturally explain categorical decisions. Or logistic regression also can handle classification, but it is limited. So logistic regression can classify into categories, binary or multinomial, but the interpretability is limited, right? So with logistic regression, it is less intuitive for non-technical stakeholders compared to decision trees, which is very easy. Neural networks, obviously, you can understand it's very powerful, but it's a black box. You do not know what is going inside it. It's a complex gene data. It can classify complex gene data very effectively, but it lacks transparency. So the easy option, which is very interpretable, which is the requirement of the question. Answer should be decision trees. It is in this kind of scenario, the bioinformatics decision trees are often used when transparency and traceability are as an important as accuracy. Right? So answer should be decision tree. Question 4. A social media company wants to use a LLM to summarize messages. The company has chosen a few LLMs that are available on Amazon SageMaker JumpStart. The company wants to compare the generated output toxicity of these models. Which strategy gives the company the ability to evaluate the LLMs with the least operational overhead? Question is asking for least operational overhead. So obviously, crowdsourced evaluation or model evaluation with human workers, or RLHF, means reinforcement learning for human feedback, cannot be the answer. So the answer should be automatic model evaluation, right? Which is because question is question is asking about least operational overhead. So with automatic model evaluation, SageMaker always provides the foundation model evaluation technique, right? Which is built in for toxicity detection. So this is means obviously initially we means I was thinking about the Amazon Comprehend toxicity detection, but that is not an option here. So with automatic model evaluation, it can be very easily evaluated and with less operational overhead. Question 5. What does an F1 score measure in the context of foundation model performance? This question also we covered in session 3 or day 3. All these mechanisms of F1 score, accuracy, all these things. If you are not able to understand it, I will suggest that please go back to other sessions. What does an F1 score measure in the context of foundation model performance? It model precision recall, model speed in generating responses, financial cost of operating the model, energy efficiency of the model computations. It is very easy. It should be model precision and recall. We discussed in detail. So it F1 scores, it balances between the precision and recall, right? Precision, what is precision? If you remember in short, that of all the outputs of the model labels as positive, that how many were actually correct, that is precision. And what was recall? Of all the actual positive cases, how many did the model successfully identify? Okay, so the answer should be model precision and recall. And model speed, this measured by latency or throughput, not F1, right? Or financial cost, it is not F1, obviously. Energy efficiency of computations, energy per inference or carbon footprint is also not F1. So answer should be option A. Question 6. The company has built a solution by using generative AI. The solution uses large language models to translate training manuals from English into other languages. Means if you have read till here, you understand it is asking for translation. So only one evaluation, model evaluation strategy can do this thing. If you remember, that is blue, bilingual evaluation understudy. So which is the best fit for this question? And blue is the standard metric for evaluating machine translation quality, or if you remember, it overlap with of n-grams word sequences between the machine generation translation and one or more human reference translations, right? Whereas RMAC was a root mean squared error for regression problems, numerical prediction kind of thing. If you need regression means the numerical output we told, right? So RMAC was the best fit. Rouge was the best for summarization task. If you remember, those Rouge was used for text summarization, where recall of key phrases is more important, less suitable for this translation kind of accuracy, which is blue is much more fitter than that. F1 score, obviously, we just discussed its balances, precision, and recall in classification, so it cannot be the answer. So the answer should be option A. So I hope we covered most of the important features in SageMaker. We'll cover other features in our next videos, uh, like model monitor or XG boost, class imbalance, all those kind of things. And please give feedback, or how we can how we can improve more in our next sessions. What are the more things you want to know from in AWS? Please give in comments. Thank you. Thank you for joining.